What is up, my friends? I am just on my way home from the grocery store. Pulled off on the side of the road because I just had something on my heart and I'm trying to be better about if I do, I feel like there's a purpose. And I feel like we truly are instruments in the Lord's hand. And so we get to share whatever's on our heart because someone out there needs to hear it. So I just got done grocery shopping. Like I mentioned in my stories earlier, we are getting a cabin and I'm so excited. So like the past few days have been filled with online shopping and stocking up for the essentials. And so I was just grocery shopping, getting a bunch of just the cleaning stuff and just random odds and ends. Ended up spending like $450. That's fine. All of these just necessities, right? So then as I was loading all my stuff into the car, I was just thinking about just years ago, because it hasn't always been like this, right? We haven't always been able to just get what we need, get what we want, and not have to stress about finances. And it would be easy to get just used to it, really. But I often think back to where we were when we were going through college, where we were when JD was in vet school, and we were literally just pinching pennies, saving anywhere that we could. I remember vividly when it was at Christmas time and JD's aunt was sick and his mom was saying, hey, we can all donate to help with her emergency stuff, and no brainer. Like, we didn't even have to think about it. We donated money. And I just remember that feeling of like, this is so different than a few years previous when another family was struggling in our family financially. And his mom once again said, hey, we have this opportunity to serve our family members. We're going to send some money. Do you guys want to do that? And JD, without even thinking, was like, oh yeah, we'll send $200 or whatever. And I remember in that moment feeling so irritated with him that he would just up and agree to send $200 because we were so strapped for money that was then, I knew if we were going to take $200 to give to our family that needed it, that $200 was going to come from essentials that we needed. And it was going to come from stuff that we now couldn't get for each other or whatever. And I remember in that moment feeling so mad at myself that I was feeling so selfish because we just didn't have the money to give. Yet he did anyways, and we did anyways. But it didn't even count for giving because I did it I was resentful. And I just remember that time in our life when I just felt we were so frugal and so strapped for money that I was selfish, and it made me just not the person that I wanted to be. And I think it was those times in our lives when I really kind of painted the picture of what I wanted. I didn't want to feel that way. I didn't want to feel like if we needed something for our family, or if there was someone else in need that needed something, that we wouldn't be able to give it to them. And I remember just kind of painting this picture of someday things will be different. And someday we will be able to make enough money that we won't have to stress. We won't fight about finances. We will be able to get what we need and also what we want, and not feel bad about it. Because you better not feel bad for a second if you have worked your butt off to provide a life for your family, for extra things. Don't even for a second feel bad about getting the extra things that you worked hard for. And I wanted that. And it's moments like today when we can just go to the grocery store, pay $450, not think twice about it, and just think how grateful I am that I had an opportunity to provide for our family. And JD works so hard to provide for our family as well. And if you're sitting here watching this struggling, thinking, oh, well, that's nice for you, but I'm sitting here struggling, open your eyes, because there are opportunities around us everywhere, you guys. There are so many opportunities anymore that you can do online, that you can do from home, that you can do in the midst of working full time during school. Like there is not a lack for opportunity. And all we have to do sometimes is shift our mindset. We have to open the door to opportunity. We have to think differently. We have to know exactly what we want in life and how we're going to feel when we get that, because that's what's going to drive you to make some sacrifices short term. That's what's going to drive you to do something different. That's what's going to drive you to put in the work that it takes to create the life that you want. Because if it's possible for any of us, it's possible for all of us. And there's not just room for certain people at the top of whatever who can enjoy their life and everyone else has to struggle. That's not what life is about. There is room for everyone to have plenty, to have what they need and what they want, and be able to give, and be able to and. Let's live an and life, but that starts with having an and mindset. So if you're sitting here struggling, this is me telling you, I have been there. I have been in your shoes. I know how hard it is. I know how badly you want to get out, but I'm challenging you to look for an answer, because it is around you somewhere. And you have to be willing to just do something different if you want different results. Love you guys.